Hello, year three. Welcome to lesson 18 on adding fractions with the same denominator. And today we're going to be using our visuals to do that. Tomorrow there isn't a YouTube video, but I've just taken those pictures away. You should see how it's pretty much the same thing as today's lesson. So today's lesson will help you for today's work, lesson 18, and tomorrow's work, lesson 19. So here we go. So just like numbers anyways, fractions can be added and subtracted because it's the same thing. Say I had a slice of pizza, I gave some away, I'm taking away some. Or I could get another pizza, then I've added more, because in the end, a fraction is just part of a whole, part of something. So with that part, something might be added onto it or something might be taken away. It is much, much easier to add and subtract when the denominators are both the same. And in year three, we only work with fractions actually that have denominators that are the same, so that's perfect. So for example, as a fraction, how many of the boxes are colored? Well, first we need to know the denominator, and then we can find out the fraction of the colored boxes, not just the orange but also the blue, and put them together. So let's have a look at this. Already, let's check what is our denominator going to be. Well, we want to know how many boxes are colored and out of the total. So how many total boxes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we already know our denominator is going to be 5 because there are 5 boxes. Now, let's just look at the blue box. As a fraction, how many are blue? Well, there's only one, so it's going to be 1/5. So 1/5 are blue. Now we can look at the orange ones. So we have 2/5. 1/5 of the boxes are blue and 2/5 are orange. So now we can put both of these fractions and add them together, because the 2/5 stands for the orange boxes and the 1/5 is my blue box. So add those together. Now here, like we've been saying for the lessons this week, when our denominators are the same, we just need to add our numerators. So I just need to add 2 plus 1. This is very, very important because, again, our denominator has not changed. We haven't suddenly gotten more boxes. It's still going to be the same 5 boxes. So we just leave them as they are. So 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. So altogether, 3/5 of the boxes are colored. Let's look at a problem now. Jessie and James have a chocolate bar and they decided to share it. Jessie eats 2/7 of it. Well, we can already see that the whole chocolate bar has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Jessie has eaten 2/7. There they are. And James eats 4/7 of it. The rest of it. So we want to figure out how much did they eat all together. Again, easy peasy. We take our 2/7 that Jessie ate, we add it to our 4/7 that James ate, and we don't add the denominator, we only add the numerator. Do for the num, don't for the dom. Do add the numerator, so 2 plus 4, 6. Don't add the denominator, so it stays as my 7. So all together, Jessie and James ate 6, 7 shape. So we have 1/4 is red, and then they've already, instead of putting 1/4 plus 1/4 plus another quarter, kind of like we did yesterday, instead of using those unit fractions, they've used a non-unit fraction. So they've put all these together and represent that as 3/4. So we know that 1/4 plus 3/4 is 4/4. Now remember, if the numerator and the denominator are the same numbers, that means that it's just 1. It's a whole thing. Another one, 1/4 plus 1/4. Oh, this time they're looking at some equivalent ones as well. 1/4 plus 1/4 is going to be 2/4. So this part is 2/4. And that's actually the same as a half. If you looked at it, it's still half of our box. We can also look at this on a number line. So here I have a quarter plus another quarter. Well, if I write down my number line like we did yesterday, 0/4, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, or 1, I can start at 1/4 and I'm just jumping one more quarter. So I just need to do one jump and I land on 2/4. And same thing, we can double check. Numerators, 1 plus 1, 2, keep the denominator. Here, done the same thing. This time I'm at 2/4, just jump 1/4, I'm at 3/4. This time we need to jump 2/5, but 2 jumps, 2 times on our numerator. Again, my number line, 0/5, 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, 5/5, or 1 whole. So we start at 2/5, and I need to jump 2 times because I have 2 in my numerator. 1, 2. I land at 4/5. Double check, numerator, 2 plus 2, 4, keep the denominator. Now this time I've taken away visuals. So this is what your work's going to look like for tomorrow's lesson. If you are still finding this a bit tricky and want to draw visuals, that's absolutely fine. But I think that most of you have gotten the idea that we just really need to add our numerators together. So our denominator is going to stay the same. It's going to be 1/4 because it's not changing. We're not changing the whole. So we just add the numerator. So 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So 2/4. There we go. 2/4 plus 1/4 is equal to 3/4. 1/6 plus 2/6. My denominator is going to be 6 because it stays the same. Numerator 1 plus 2, 3/6. 4/8 plus 1/8, 5/8, 3/10 plus 2/10, 3 plus 2, 5, and keep the denominator, 5/10. 3/8 plus 4/8, 3 plus 4, 7, 7, 8. And there we go. And so it's just as simple as that. The most important thing that you need to remember is do not add the denominators, only add the numerators. So have a go at that. Again, this lesson has shapes on it, so you might see and you might need to shade different parts of it, but it tells you. So for example, I would first need to shade 3 of my 8s and then 4 of my 8s to see all together my 7th 8s. And then tomorrow's work that I'm not doing a video for, but it's pretty much this. So we've taken away those visuals. But just remember to add your numerator, keep the denominator the same. So enjoy.